you guys are absolutely loving my Claire Obscure reaction videos, but today is Elden Ring Day. Happy Wednesday, everyone, or if you're a member of mine, happy Sunday. Elden Ring Nightreign is releasing in a few days, and I'm super excited for it. Haven't even played the base game or DLC yet, but I am very curious to know more about that game, and I kind of wonder if there's going to be its own OST or what's going to happen with that. But until we get an official release, we're just going to react to some more Elden Ring music, and I will have Puppy join me very, very soon. So let's start. All right, Puppy's here. She's here. She's here. Yes, she is. She's actually gotten some of her adult teeth. Oh, thank you. All right, let's see if she'll settle. She probably won't, but we're going to listen to 3 tracks today. They are The Saint of the Bud, Starscourge Radahn, and Those United in Common Cause. But yeah, a lot of you said that this list that Monster Hunter Ecology posted works really well for, the lore and all that stuff. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead with these 3 tracks and hope you enjoy. Okay, I'll just pause it real quick. I love that violin, as usual. The choir is really nice too. I don't know if she's gonna sit still. Oh my gosh. Let's try this way. Oh! Pretty sure that's a viola. What's going on, sweetie? What do you want? And she wants to play. She's not settling, but we're gonna try to at least get through this track. Oh, I feel like that was kind of familiar, that little motif right there. She's not gonna settle, but look at her. All right, I'm gonna have to put her back after this because she's not staying in my lap, so. Nice little staccato. Those runs. Nice. That was a very long drone at the very end. Cool. That's something that we're kind of used to for a good amount of FromSoft tracks. They like to end on a sort of single note drone, sometimes two notes, but usually it's just one pitch that you hear in the lower strings as a nice way to end the track. All right, I'm gonna take you back. I'm hoping to get to a point where she can actually just settle on me, but she's still a puppy. She's almost 6 months now, so she still has puppy energy. She doesn't want to sit still. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next track. Wow, that's very like rooted in that March feel again, right? I'm definitely getting the sense of someone very powerful, maybe a little bit sinister. Yeah, there's a bit of darkness to this. It also feels like this character has like a lot of confidence, like, here I am. You cannot mistake me for anyone else, right? And you can't ignore me. I like that. I love that I'm able to hear the lower strings in this quite well. Most of the time you have the lower strings kind of underscoring or playing these very long sustained notes, but here there's actually quite a bit of movement, and that is very interesting to me. I'm assuming again this is a boss fight and boss theme, and I don't know, when you have those low strings kind of doing those little embellishments and runs, it definitely feels like you're going somewhere. You're, facing something that is not going to make it easy for you at all, right? You don't have the sustained notes where it feels like there's, peacefulness or placidity. Like there's none of that. This is like, no, they're moving, you're moving. They're not going to make it easy for you to beat them. Oh yeah. I love that I'm able to hear kind of different brass sections in different parts of the ear. Again, the panning for anything from FromSoft is like incredible. I love how they pan things and make use of the space, the entire stereo field. Kudos to the composer and the mixing engineers, mastering engineers, like everyone that was involved in creating this OST. Like the way that they panned everything and do all the mixing, like it's phenomenal. Oh, that's low. I know that. Nice. Wow. Okay, when it transitioned to what I'm assuming is phase 2, there was a lot of dissonance and chaos happening in the beginning of that. So very curious to know what's happening, if there's a cutscene or something in between the two phases, which there could be. Most of the time there is for these kinds of bosses. Yeah, I'm very interested to know what happens in the cutscene itself, if there is one. Also, that motif, da 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 da. I definitely recognize that motif, so awesome. Yeah, this is sounding, again, very heavy, dark. You got the low strings, low brass, low choir, right? Male choir. So it's very, very deeply rooted in the lower frequency end. Again, Radahn, I'm assuming, is male, and you have this very dominating presence right in front of you as you're trying to face the second phase. Yeah, super, super cool. Let's keep listening. Ooh. I like that. Yes. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna back it up a little bit. That chord progression just gets to me. I love that. I also really appreciate that they kind of backed off a little bit, gave that new melody some room to really get into your heads, and then they put the percussion and all these other instruments back in to further emphasize that new melody. Again, another brilliant way to really get these themes stuck in your head. Wow. I don't know what brass instrument that was that had the very short melody there, but that's unusual. I don't think I've really heard a more brass instrument have that kind of solo. Usually for like Dark Souls series and things like that, like you have vocals, you have violin, you have cello, sometimes viola. So it's very string heavy in terms of the soloistic stuff. So to hear this is interesting. I mean, brass, again, it kind of resembles, you know, some sort of nobility or something regal, royal. It kind of has that sort of quality to it. So to have that, right? Like brass is metal, right? So someone adorned in metal, maybe. Yeah, interesting. I have to figure out what instrument that was. I'm not as well versed in brass instruments, but it definitely didn't sound like a trumpet. I don't think it was a trombone either. Maybe a French horn? I might have to ask. Someone probably knows. Maybe in the comments. If you know what instrument that was, please let me know. But overall, that's a beautiful track for sure. And again, I love that I was able to kind of recognize some of the themes that were present in this music. All right, last one. Those United in Common Cause. Sounds like viola. Interesting. Like the very beginning reminded me of Bloodborne because you immediately have like that viola cello type thing happening, or Dark Souls 3. There's a lot of viola and cello in Dark Souls 3 as well, which again, FromSoft game, so makes sense. The choir is interesting. There is some dissonance happening, but it's hard to really focus on it. It kind of just feels almost like a vocal swell, but they're kind of just holding those notes, they're sustaining them. So it kind of adds this little bit of color to the track, the dissonance, and it's very tasteful and it's not overbearing. So it kind of feels like maybe something is kind of looming a little bit in the background, right? Something that could be bad news for the player or something like that. Wow. Oh, that's just so interesting. I could have sworn that there was a little bit of a time signature change there and then it went back. The tempo changed a little bit too, unless I'm mistaken. I could be. I'm getting all these different vibes. Like I'm feeling like there's some Xenoblade in there. There's a little bit of Zelda in there. It's definitely reminding me of a bunch of different games all at once, which is like really cool. Huh. Okay, I have to pause it. I got really confused for a second there on where the beat was. And then it picked up and I was able to figure it out. But wow. I mean, it feels like there's, again, like several phases to this. I am very interested to know more about this. I mean, the DLC, again, I haven't even played the base game, so I don't even know what the DLC is about, really. Shadow of the Erd Tree? Like, what does that mean? I got no idea. So I guess I'll have to figure it out and play the game. But this track is, again, sounding so beautiful. They're continuing with the chorus, right? The kind of female choir, kind of just speckled in between here and there. Again, feels like there's something looming in the distance, maybe something like that. But yeah, I backed it up a little bit because I want to listen to this next part that's, I think is going to be so, so gorgeous. Love it. Really cool track. I do feel like these solo instruments might not have been live recorded based on how they sounded. It sounded like a decent VST. Yeah, I'm not sure for the DLC, like what kind of budget they had, but they might have just had to be okay with VST stuff. But it still sounds so beautiful. That's a really great track. All three of these were amazing. Thank you so much for the suggestion. We do have 3 tracks for next video. That's going to be the ones that like everyone else had requested. Fortisax, Placidusax, and then Bale the Dread. I'm not quite sure if I want to listen to the music with the voicing or if I should just watch the boss fight and have the voicing then. I did watch a friend beat Bale, or at least attempt to beat Bale, and this was like a while back, so I definitely know about curse you, Bale, like I know that. So I think it'd be okay to just listen to the music on its own first, but we will do a separate video, just me reacting to the boss fight with the dialogue and all that good stuff. So please look forward to that. And that is it for today's video. If you liked the video, please hit that like button and also subscribe. It tells YouTube that you enjoy my content and you want to see more of it. And of course, if you'd like to get early access to these reaction videos, feel free to take a look at the membership tiers that I have available for you. You got some other perks as well, like getting priority in your requests and also being able to get your name credited in the video like these people right here. So yeah, please check it out if you'd like. Next month, we do have quite a bit planned. Stellar Blade is coming to PC, and I do have at least one cover planned for that, and probably a reaction or 2 as well, and maybe more Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3 stuff. Please be on the lookout, and yes, more Clair Obscur will come soon as well, so don't worry. I'm trying to juggle everything as best as possible, so I appreciate your patience, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!